Unfortunately, golfer's elbow is quite a common problem with golfers where we get pain in the inside of our elbow here. I want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on. This is commonly pain because of a tendon that was irritated. In golf, we're doing a lot of repetitive motions, and especially if we're hitting an iron and we're taking divots into the ground, we get a lot of stress in this area. And what happens is we get breakdown in that tissue, and it gets to the point where it's not as strong. Now, our body does something interesting at this point. Imagine you had we had a tendon, but there was different fibers within that tendon. And within the tendon, you had some weaker, let's say the yellow is the weaker area, and then you had the green, which is stronger area. Our body will do something called stress shielding. And this means that when we put stress on that tendon, the strong area will take up the stress, and this weak area will not have as much stress put through it. Now, this may sound like a good thing, but unfortunately, when it doesn't get stress into the tendon, it can make that breakdown even worse, or it cannot allow it to fully repair. So what we can do is, if we hold a contraction, we call this an isometric contraction. If we hold a contraction, and we'll go over this in just a minute, for an extended period, let's say 30 seconds, what happens is when we contract, this strong tendon starts to slowly relax, and stress can start to come into the weaker area of the tendon. And when it gets into that weaker area, when that stress gets in there, it can cause a signal to allow that to repair and heal and improve the tendon strength, in turn getting rid of our pain. So the following exercise is a great way to start working on tendon, that golfer's elbow, if you're having trouble with it, or a great way to prevent tendon problems like golfer's elbow by making sure that tendon continues to get stress through it. So let's talk about it. So there are a lot of different ways to work, to perform an exercise that can work on that elbow there, but this is one easy way that you can do with your golf clubs. So what I can do is I can take a club, and I'm gonna, starting from this position here, with my elbow tucked in like this, I'm gonna rotate my forearm into this position, and I'm just gonna hold it where the club's parallel to the ground. And I'm going to hold that for 30 seconds. And what you should find is you should feel some stress into your elbow right here. Now, I don't want it to be really painful. Of course, if you're having some golfer's elbow, you may feel a little discomfort in there, and that's okay, but you don't want it to get out of control or where it leaves you really sore afterwards. Now, as that becomes easier, I could add a second club and hold it in this position here, and now I have more resistance. And if that's easy, I could even add a third club. And the goal is to hold that about 30 seconds. And I usually tell people take a minute or two rest between sets, but I would do that about 4 times. So 2 minutes total of resisted work to really start strengthening that tendon up. So give this a try if you're having trouble with your golfer's elbow, or if you just want to work on preventing problems like this. Hopefully this can get you out of pain, get you playing better golf. Good luck.